Hi, everybody.
It's Mark and Debbie again.
Again, twice a week. Are you sick of us yet?
Well, let's get the exciting news out of the way. First off, folks, there's no circle tonight. My fault, because I have to be up extremely early tomorrow, so I can't do a late circle Scottish time. Only major development, well, a couple of developments. We have finally signed the contract for the AI. The work starts on it tomorrow. So theoretically, and I emphasize theoretically, given the disaster that we had with computer equipment last week, you might have seen us coping to go live. If you haven't, go and have a look at last Wednesday's video. It's actually quite funny. Just the first 30 seconds. So we'll be working on that. The advertising will be starting. The consequence of that is, if you're watching these and want to come along to a quiet circle, then come before the end of December, because when the advert starts, we get a lot of prospects of people coming to our training circles for screening.
And it can get crazy. So yes, come now.
Come now, not later. I'm planning on launching some new videos, planning probably towards the end of December. It's going to be called Mark with Cards. I'm doing card readings, which is quite strange because I don't like card readings. But I've got this huge collection of about 100 packs of cards. Debbie's hitting over the head earlier. I need to count them. I don't actually know how many I've got. But,
how can you have over 100 tarot sets of tarot cards and not know how many you have? I don't know.
Yeah. But then again, I mean, I've got something like 8,000 DVDs and I've lost count there as well. Anyway, that aside, I'm going to take one card per broadcast and I'm going to go through and show off my cards. And if anybody wants a reading while I'm showing them off, I'll do a card reading. Other than that, we're still talking about our trip to America, Western New York, and for some of us to Toronto. You can see us on the website. Go to that website, markstewartmedium.com/October24. You can also access it from Debbie's website, which is Debbie Wolf Medium. And now we have launched a newsletter. Well, we've had a newsletter for some time. What we've done is we're bringing out 4/5 weekly list of all the talks that we're doing, because you know that we talk about a topical subject each time. So this will give you a list of what we're talking about on the weekly basis, so you can look at it, you can see what we're talking about, and you can choose the ones you want to come to, or you can ignore it all. And we are actually on YouTube and numerous pages on Facebook. So please, if you're seeing this on YouTube, subscribe. If you're seeing it on Facebook, follow wherever you're seeing it. It goes to about 5 different pages, plus Debbie's profile and my profile. So basically, just click and subscribe and follow. Helps us build up momentum.
Yes, it does. Please do.
Okay, so what are we talking about tonight, David? Oh, sorry, before we talk, I'd like to say a big thank you to Kathleen. This is a standing joke. As we mentioned, we were both in Western New York in October. The weather was okay. I mean, it wasn't California sunshine, but for me, it was extremely warm. I wasn't going around in short sleeves like I am now, but yeah,
it was not bad. It was cold for me because I'm coming from Tennessee, but it was still not bad.
Yeah. Well, the point is that it did snow with hailstones within about an hour and a half after Debbie got on the plane and I had dropped her off at the airport. And I've been rubbing this into her ever since. Now, the bad news is that since the two of us have now obviously this is beginning of December, so a month and a half since we got back. Thanks to Kathleen for sending me these videos earlier. Let me show you what the weather is like in the same general area that the two of us were at. So there you are, snow. It's nice and seasonal, and it's even Christmas. Look, there's Christmas decorations.
It just looks cold to me. Of course, we're going to have snow in the next couple days, so I shouldn't talk.
Well, look at video 2. It's even got Christmas trees. Snow and Christmas trees. I mean, I'm getting excited.
I'll send you pictures.
I'm almost ready to jump back on a plane and go back to Western New York and Toronto if it's going to be like this at Christmas.
Just to play in the snow?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Mind you, mind you, I did see. Actually, I'm going to set. I suppose there's a bit of news. Don't know when I'm going to have the time to do this, but I keep talking about Scotland to Americans. I'm going to set up a page on my website about Americans talking about Scotland, because on my YouTube and Facebook, I keep getting these videos coming up about Americans that step off the plane and are gobsmacked about Scotland. I was watching one today about two women. They do videos about all over Britain, and this was last year. And they did one about Edinburgh Christmas and the Edinburgh Christmas market, which apparently is one of the best Christmas markets in the world. And they're watching the town centre and everything that we do at Christmas, and they're going like this. And I was watching another one the other day about an American that didn't know what the Scottish national anthem is. So he played about the best time we sing it at a rugby match. And there's about 400,000 people in the stand. So the music starts and everybody sings to the music. And then they stop the music halfway through it. And everybody just keeps continuing to sing. And he's going, they're so patriotic. It's unbelievable. So
very anyway. Nice. Yes. I've seen the soccer games and things, so I know how that works. But yeah.
And I saw another one the other day of an American that Scotland has this world record, which I didn't actually realize about. Coca-Cola is the best-selling soft drink in every country on the planet except one country, and you know what the answer is, Debbie.
And I'm really glad y'all are pretty smart. So yeah.
No, but we drink Iron Brew instead. So it's a video about Iron Brew from an American. Anyway, right. We transgress. So let's get back to ancient religion.
And yes, ancient religions and mediumship. It was like Greek culture. Go back to ancient Greek.
Oh, never mind Greek. Celtic.
Oh, of course, everything's Celtic. You're just using this as an excuse to talk about the Celts.
Yeah, I'll let you talk about. I'll let you talk about the Greeks and the Romans first.
Okay. So the Greeks were before the Romans, but this is all a couple thousand years ago. And there was a very famous oracle called the Oracle of Delphi. You may have heard of her. And she processed. She made predictions and things like that based on, theoretically, she was getting this information from Apollo, who was the god of the sun god, the Greek sun god.
Daddy, what does this have to do with mediumship?
Well, I mean, theoretically, she was getting them from a source that she thought was a god or was known to be a god, but could have just been someone who had passed. Okay. And not necessarily a divine.
I'm going to come back to that later.
Okay. So
since we're talking about the Romans, you do realize it's the Romans' fault that wiped out the Celts everywhere except Scotland. They failed.
Of course it is. We didn't get to talk about the Romans yet, though. But there is.
All right. Okay. Sorry. Romans.
Ancient priests in Rome used to make predictions and see omens from natural signs and cutting up animals, sacrificing animals, and reading their entrails. Gross, as far as I'm concerned.
Sounds like I guess actually.
But that was the beginning of divination, which is practiced quite extensively in the modern world.
Yeah, and in mediumship.
And in mediumship, yes.
I mean, that's basically what card reading is if you boil it down to basics.
Well, I don't think all card reading is not mediumship.
No, but I mean, when it is mediumship.
Oh, when it is, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but card talk is for another day. So that brings us on to the nice Romans who failed to conquer Scotland and let our modern culture be influenced so spiritually all through the centuries.
Oh dear, here we are.
I've told that story often enough in other videos, so let's not go there.
Nah, you're talking about the Druids mostly, right?
Yeah, correct. Well, no, I mean, basically the whole culture was neo-pagan, practicing eco-spiritual movements, worship of ancestors, worship of spiritual figures.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I practice today. So
you're a Druid.
Not the Celtic. I don't use the Celtic gods. So.
Okay.
A few. I kind of like Bridget, but anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. And of course, Kelly. So.
Right. So, well, that's true. Our company name, yes, Celtic.
Of course.
Okay. So, basically, I mean, you're a living example. There are a lot of places where you can trace modern let's not say mediumship, let's say spiritual practices in the broadest sense back to the ancient traditions. So
Yes. And I've heard that paganism is the fastest growing religion in the United States.
well, yeah, but is paganism a religion?
Yes, it is, and I don't want to go. Yes, it is. It's neo-paganism, except we all know we're alive, so we just call it paganism.
I'm keeping my mouth shut deliberately.
Paganism is an umbrella term, like Christianity, for a lot of other religions.
Okay, fair
You
enough.
know, yeah.
I'm going to get a dictionary out in a minute, but never mind.
I am pagan. I know these things.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I suppose you've got a lot of festivals as well. I mean, even Christmas is a festival that predates, because let's be blunt.
Because it's actually Yule, which is the winter solstice.
Yeah, exactly. You've got. I mean, I suppose the best place to come to look for ancient traditions is the UK, Stonehenge, and the other stone circles all over the place. Extreme examples of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of history all over Europe, actually.
Yeah. Okay, so that brings us back into modern mediumship then.
Yes, it does.
I've got my personal theory. I believe that every religion is founded by a medium.
I know you do, and I don't believe that.
Well, give me a religion.
Buddhism.
Okay, so I know we've had this conversation before. You say that Buddhism doesn't believe in a god. They have a spiritual teacher called Buddha,
Buddha.
for want of a better name. So there's a medium.
He
Give me a
said he was
religion
a medium. He never said he was a medium or talked to ancestors or other people.
Yeah, but spiritual messages. Spiritual.
Maybe he came up with them himself.
Okay. Give me any other religion that's got a god.
Rastafarianism.
Don't even know what they believe in. Give me one I can relate to.
I'm sorry, I had to do that.
You've been nasty tonight.
I am. I'm in a mood. Okay, how about Zoroastrianism or Hinduism?
Okay.
Hinduism.
Again, I don't know anything about Hindu, but let's talk generally then.
No, you want to talk about Christianity? Okay.
No.
Islam?
Muslim, except I don't want somebody coming at me and shooting me. So I'm being very tiptoey on that one. You haven't been to France in the last few years, have you?
Well, yes. I guess I'm not in Britain, so I can't say anything.
Yeah. Okay, but take a religion. Just take a generic religion that had somebody at some point sitting under a tree, getting drunk, gets a spiritual message. Now, anybody that practices mediumship knows that half the job of mediumship is you have to learn how spirit communicate with you. And it's different for every single person. I mean, we get people coming to our circles that are mediums, and I sit and watch them, tune into them, and then turn around to them and say, I mean, the classic one is somebody says, I've got an image of XYZ, describe the man, and they use a number of key words in the description. And I'll say to them, and do you normally use those words? No. So why did you use them? It just seemed appropriate. And then I'll say to the sitter, now, can you tell me, what do these words mean anything? And 9 times out of 10, when I do that, the sitter goes, oh my God, that was the thing that he always talked about. That was the day he died. That was some specific minor little point that one word tunes right into. I mean, that's just one example. The other example is the hands come flying up. The hands get clasped. They come up like this. They go like this. Okay, I'm being extreme and deliberate.
Yeah, but one time I did this, which I always do when I'm thinking, and you told me you was praying, and I was like, no, I just do that when I'm thinking.
Yeah, true. Doesn't always work.
Sometimes, yeah, most of the time. Though, most of the time, absolutely.
Yeah.
People don't know what's going on.
Correct. So when you point that out to people and when they become aware of it, the amount of evidence that they're actually getting and they give, I've seen it triple. I've seen somebody sitting there going, oh, I've got nothing, I've got nothing. And by the time I say nothing means something in the way your hands, X, Y, Z, the sitter's going like this. That's the best message I've ever had. And the so-called expert medium that's come along to try us out. I mean, there was one woman, I can't even remember what her name was. She said she learned more in one night from us in the 35 years of mediumship that she had been practicing herself.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's an extreme
I don't
example.
remember her name. But
Don't remember her name either, and that is an extreme example. But anyway, we're getting sidetracked. So there's some guru drunk getting there, getting some massive message dropped in his head, or he's drug dosed, whatever. And he doesn't know he's a medium. He doesn't know the spirit's trying to communicate with him. He doesn't know he's open, doesn't know how to close. And he interprets it the best way that he's got. And all of a sudden, everybody around him is saying, oh my God, you're a prophet. It might just be something simple, like he gives evidence of something, or he says, God says that we should be burning the bush, for example. I mean, ridiculous. Sorry,
right.
it's a story from the Old Testament.
I know what it is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just being pedantic. And I'm not talking about Christianity, because that applies to Judaism as well as Christianity.
As well, it's all Abraham.
Deliberately chose the Old Testament, so you can't shout at me. So my personal belief is that every religion, at some point, there was somebody sitting there under a tree with a spiritual message, and it was meant to be a message for Joe Bloggs, the next door neighbor, or even the person themselves. And this medium, who isn't a medium, but obviously is a medium, takes it, and before you know it, Chinese whispers, they founded a religion.
Okay, so are you saying Jesus was a medium?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so maybe he was hearing voices of dead spirits rather than the divine. He just heard somebody say that he was his father and thought it was God.
Mm-hmm. Possibly. And Patrick, see you disagree with us. Anybody else got any thoughts to add to my little personal theory here?
I don't agree with it, so I'm giving bad examples.
Okay, like I say, it's just a personal theory. But in my opinion, since you bring Jesus up, he may or may not have been the Son of God. I'm not saying that he wasn't, but I would define him as a medium. I mean, what did he do? He proved that there was life after death. Now, everybody says that he physically rose from the dead. Just for one second, remember that nobody that actually saw it wrote it down. It's all stories that were told to other people.
Well, yeah, the Bible was written 300 to 900 years after his death. So
yeah, exactly. So just think about it. Jesus as a spirit, and I'm not talking about appearing in mind. I mean, we're talking about probably the most powerful medium that ever lived. But Jesus comes from the tomb, and he appears to, I can't remember who he appears to, but he appears to everybody that actually saw him, and they did see him. They got an absolute 100% vision of Jesus, message of Jesus, and they tell
so basically you're saying at that point he was a ghost.
All spirits are ghosts.
Well, of course, but he was just a spirit, but he was just powerful enough to let everybody see him.
Exactly, yes. Okay. And the story gets told, and 300 years later, it's Jesus rose from the dead, and he did. He proved that there was life after death. Now that, I'm not saying for 1 second that I, as a medium, am doing anything like that. I'm not trying to put myself on par with Jesus.
No.
And I am a Christian. So don't think that I'm attacking Christianity. But that's how I would define Jesus, as the most powerful medium that ever lived.
Okay.
Okay. So.
I'm not going to argue.
But that's the whole point. We're supposed to be arguing.
I'll get in trouble because a lot of Christians.
Patrick's agreeing with me.
Patrick thinks he was a medium. So yes, there you go.
Patrick, quick question for you. Are you a medium yourself? Because if you are, then you're biased, as I am, because we both experience the same thing. Was spirit healing through Jesus then?
Jesus then. He could have been, yes. Could have been.
Okay. So there you are. You've got two mediums here, at least, and we both agree.
I'm a medium and I don't agree, but that's just me. That's
Yeah, but
because I do not come from a Christian background.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So let's move on before we start a religious war.
What else are we going to talk about here? Let's see.
Well, revival, legacy of ancient mediums.
The legacy
I mean-
of ancient mediums is well, if you want to believe your theory, it's all the modern religions.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you want to believe my theory, it's the legacy of paganism. So
Now, Patrick, what do you mean by that? You've seen Jesus on the cross. What do you actually mean by that? Do you mean in a vision? Or do you mean you were alive I mean, I'm being sarcastic, but you're saying you were alive 2,000 years ago and you saw Jesus on the cross. And I'm asking that question for a very specific reason. So whilst Patrick thinks about it and gives us an answer, I suppose also, I mean, I suppose the other angle you've got to think about, if my theory is correct, does that mean that spiritualist churches are the only true religion because we're the only ones that are honest?
I don't think any of the religions, any organized religion is honest.
That's quite a statement.
Yeah, it is. That's why I stay away from organized religion.
I mean, explain what you mean.
Any religion. I studied a lot of different religions before I settled where I am in my youth. Went to churches, to temples, to ashrams.
Okay.
I mean, just
Right,
went.
okay. So here's a few questions for you. You're a medium. I mean, I know you're a medium.
Yes, I'm a medium.
Okay. So you prove that there's life after. I mean, let me be more specific. You're a spiritual medium.
Yes.
So you prove that there's life after death.
Yes.
Okay. And what does that mean?
Well, I believe in reincarnation. So I believe that after we die,
No, Daddy. I'm not asking your beliefs. I'm just asking that you, as a medium, bring forward proof of life after death. So what does that prove? What does that prove?
It doesn't prove anything. It just proves there's life after death.
Right. And you have just in one line summed up the entire core belief system of a spiritualist church. So whether you admit it or not, you're a spiritualist. As in religion.
No, I am not.
Yes, you are.
I would say I'm interested in spiritualism, but I do not consider myself a spiritualist as a member of a church.
No. I'm not saying you're a member of a church. Don't take me literally at like trying to drive a nail in your
head. I'm taking you literally.
You are a spiritualist in that you believe in life after death.
There are a lot of other religions that believe in life after death.
Yeah, but you prove that there's life after death by being a medium.
But there are a lot of other religions that do that.
Yeah, but they don't. There are only about one or two that have anything close to what we do as spiritual
I would
mediums.
say there's only a few that come close.
Yeah. Now you're coming from a country that's got very few spiritualist churches.
Very true.
I mean, if tomorrow if you had a lightning strike you tonight, and you woke up in the middle of the night and said, "Oh my God, Mark's right. I need to go and find the nearest spiritualist church." Just as a generalization, how far
I'd be driving for at least 2 days.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So
no, I think there's one in Pennsylvania, so that I might be able to get there.
Yeah. So, I mean, me on the other hand, if I suddenly decide that I want to go to a spiritualist service, I just get in the car any night of the week, and within an hour's drive, I will probably find 3 churches that have got services that night. And I'm not joking. I have 6 or 7 churches within 15 minutes drive of where I stay. So I come from a culture and a background where it's just accepted that as a spiritualist medium, I may not be a member of a church, but I work in churches. Therefore, just by association in the culture, you're a spiritualist. You're not a member of specific churches, but you work and you support the churches.
Right.
And if you were in Scotland and if you were trying to earn a living as a medium, you would be working in churches.
I'd be working in churches.
Yeah, so that's the quickest way to market. So when you take all of that into account, without saying that you're a member of a spiritualist church, I would say you are an active member of a religion in its broadest sense, not organized, not signed card member.
Right.
But you are a practicing spiritualist, which is a religion.
I'll take that.
Okay.
I'm
So
also a practicing pagan, and that's religion. So
yeah, okay. But
I'm also practicing Buddhist, and that's religion. I'm a little confused.
Now, I've got a question here. Intervention of angels, were they once alive and always on the other side? Per spiritualist churches in Scotland, we define angels as children born on the other side. Life continues fully on the other side. So this is where Debbie and I have a little bit of a disagreement, but I am giving you the standard belief in the Scottish spiritualist churches here. You continue your life on the other side as the same person. You may evolve, you continually grow, so nothing's static, but man and woman on the other side can get together and can have children. Those children, however, have never touched the earthly plane. They've never been corrupted by the flesh, let's say. They are angels. So that's the difference between an angel and a spirit. A spirit is someone who has been alive and has passed on to the other side, may or may not come back in reincarnation. I don't believe that everybody comes back in reincarnation, but I believe that people can choose to come back in reincarnation. Can't for the life of me think why anybody would willingly choose to do that.
Exactly. So why am I here again? I don't think we have a choice on that one.
I do. But angels are just generally accepted as spiritual beings that are, call it creation, call it born, call it what you want, but they have never been on the earthly plane, if that answers your question. Grace. Okay. Well, we are running out of time, folks. We're usually very pedantic. We don't go over the 30 minutes, specifically because we start a circle half an hour. Patrick, very sorry I didn't get your email till after the 9 o'clock, after the 11 o'clock. And we'd already gone off and started by that point. So just so everybody understands, if you're watching this video and if you want to join us under normal circumstances in our circle after the stream broadcast, contact us by message. Say you want to come to the circle. We will then send you the circle link by private message, but do it before 10 to the hour. So in the first 20 minutes, if you want to come to the circle, just either send us a private message or a private chat, or put it in the chat. We will reply to you by giving you the Zoom link for the circle by private chat. Reason we're doing it by private circle is we don't want the link for the circle to get out there, and we don't want people turning up when we're not organizing it, because we don't do it. If we've got there's a lot of reasons for it, but we're running a business. Sometimes, like tonight, I am having to get up at the crack of dawn because I've got a computer system to put into the head office, and I'm going to be there for the whole day, and I've got a medical appointment and a dental appointment all arranged at the same time. Just trying to juggle life. Debbie can relax and get up
I
whenever
can relax tomorrow. Tomorrow I am just making Christmas or Yule gifts. Excuse me.
But since we're both here, and since we don't have to go and start the circle, if anybody would like a reading, let us know in the chat and we'll give you a reading. So 2 mediums for the price of 1, that's free. If you want a reading, let us know now before we close down. Readings? Anybody for a reading?
Anyone?
Nobody? Last chance?
Last chance. I'm hungry. I gotta go eat.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for coming. If you're watching this after the event, thank you. Also, just to explain, okay, Patrick's in bed. Grace is in. Oh, hold on. Right, Grace, I am going to send you a link. You'll find it in the text, but give me 2 seconds. You'll find it in the text for the event, or failing that, click on this link, and you have to be using a Chrome browser. You'll be appearing on camera. We don't do readings by projecting out there. We ask you to come in and join us, and the two of us will work together and give you a reading.
Either that or my
You'll
cat.
need a camera, a mic, and you'll need Chrome. If that's a problem, if you can't do it, just let us know. So can you see that, Grace? Are you going to be joining us? Doesn't look like it, Grace. Are you having problems? Let us know in the comments. Okay, Grace, we'll assume not then. The offer's still open if you want to join us. Other than that, we're going to close down in a few seconds. Well, can't see you, Grace. You should be here. Are you using the right link, the one that I just posted? Grace, I don't see your video feed. You need to click on that link that I just put in. I'll put the link in again. So that's the link, streamyard.com/4233HDB3J7. Type that into your browser. That's streamyard.com/4233HDB3J for Juliet, number 7, if you can't read it, or copy it or click on it. Oh, Grace, I see you. You've appeared.
Hi,
Grace.
Hello.
Okay, so Debbie, you want to go first?
No, I don't. I'm in no way ready to do this.
Okay, give me 2 seconds.
Hello.
Grace, can you kill the sound because we're getting feedback from the sound.
No, I don't.
Right. Okay. Grace, I've got a man coming forward. The shape of the face looks very much like you, so I'm guessing that he's a blood relation. He's a lot older than you when he passed. I find ages difficult to judge because I see them. They don't tell me how old they are. But looking at him, certainly late 60s, early 70s, maybe a lot older than that. Still got hair, and it's gone completely white grey. No, that's not true. It's shades of grey, but more white than grey, if that makes sense. Quite wavy hair. He's wearing glasses, but they're on a chain round his neck. Get the feeling that he should be wearing glasses constantly, but he's sort of wearing them like a necklace. Very much drawn attention to that. You've got memories of him with his glasses like this. Any of this you'll need to come off. You'll obviously need to put the mic back on. Does any of this make sense to you?
Not the chain of the glasses. I don't think I knew anybody who had a chain of glasses.
Well, they're not a chain. It's leather. It's like a leather string to hold the glasses. It's me that's calling it a chain, but it's a man's. It's not a woman's chain. Let's put it that way. It's like a leather. The glasses are hanging. Let's just say he's got hanging glasses as opposed to chain glasses. And he's also drawn. Look at my hand. My finger's going up. Can you understand somebody with a problem with the nose? Like I'm scratching my nose for some reason. And my right hand is going, you can't see it, but my right hand is going very stiff. Maybe arthritis. Problem with the nose. He's wearing a shirt. It's not a t-shirt, it's a definite shirt. And a grey jumper. A V-neck jumper.
Well,
Versus what?
it's possible. I know a female who had a stroke and her right hand was affected. She wore glasses, but not on a leather strap. So
No, this is definitely a man. It's not a woman.
well, it's possible. I know a female who had a stroke and her right hand
Was this
was
woman
affected.
related to you?
She wore glasses, but not on a leather strap. Yes.
Right. Can you think of a man that was closer to her than to you? Like maybe a father or a brother or an uncle of this woman, not you.
Hmm.
You definitely knew the man.
It's possible that it's my father. He wore glasses, but not on a string. But I don't know. He did have a emphysema, so he used tissues a lot with his nose, but there were no.
Right. Okay, it's me that was saying scratch, but he's definitely poking the nose. Let's put it that way. Did your father die suddenly? Like a heart attack? I'm not saying it's heart attack, but it just suddenly, I mean, I'm not saying he didn't get after, but just like that. You weren't, like you were going to see him and he wasn't there. That kind of sudden death.
Yes, it was fairly sudden, yes.
Right. Okay, let's see what else he'll give me. Can you understand him with playing cards? Not oracle cards or tarot cards, actual playing cards. Playing patience or games like patience.
That might have been my grandfather on my mother's side. He was a card player.
Right, okay. Did he wear glasses as well?
Yes, I believe he did, yes.
Right. How old were you when I mean, how good are your memories of your grandfather? Let's see if I can narrow it down a wee bit.
Well, he lived in another country. I didn't really know him.
Right, okay. Don't tell me too much. So he could have had hanging glasses, let's put it that way.
Maybe.
Right, okay. Was that country in Europe?
Yes.
What we would describe as Eastern Europe? Like not France, maybe Germany, but more Eastern Germany than Western Germany.
Close to there.
Right. Now he's giving me the number 3. So was he one of 3 siblings?
He had 3 children.
Right. Okay. Well, I got siblings and I got 3. So he had 3 children then. Right. Sorry. It was me that was interpreting it as he was one of 3, but he just keeps giving me the number 3. Right. He's nodding at that. Are you happy that I've got your grandfather? Well, sorry, is this your grandfather?
Yes, it would be my grandfather.
So are you happy with who I've got?
Yes.
Right. Well, let's see what he wants to talk about. Can you understand something going on just now to do with a car? Some issue or problem, maybe not a repair, but something that has happened or something that has to happen very soon to a car. Not necessarily your car, but to a car.
Yes. I have an old car and it has exhaust noise and it needs a catalytic converter. And
don't feed the medium. Is the car light coloured?
It's light, but not white.
I didn't say white. I said light. A light shaded color,
Yes.
like a sort of pastel color.
Yes.
A grayish pastel color.
No.
Okay. Can you understand? Okay, the color grey, that would be the exhaust. Sorry, you've already told me that. This is a rhetorical question. I don't want an answer to this. But why are you delaying doing whatever it is, like the catalytic converter? A direct question that's not a yes or no answer, but is asking you why you're delaying doing whatever you need to do to the car. There's somebody else that needs that car. Does that make sense? Like somebody else that you would like or needs to drive a car that doesn't have access to a car, and they could be using that car if it was repaired.
Not that I know of, but it's like I want to hang on to this car because I find it hard to let it go, and it still runs well. But it's like, should I buy a new car? I'm sort of waiting for it to break down again, and then I'll buy a new car.
Right. Okay. So you've just answered the question then. Why are you not repairing it?
Yeah.
That was the message he was giving. Get it repaired. I mean, it wasn't a case of it's not a case of get the car repaired. It's a case of you like the car, you want to keep the car, so why are you not repairing it?
Yeah, I should be getting it repaired. I should get the catalytic. Yeah, well, that's my whole question. What should I? Yeah, should I put more money into this car or should I buy a new car? Because it's 20 years old, and it's rusty on the bottom. And yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot, and so far it hasn't broken down, so I just use it. But it does pollute the environment because it needs a new catalytic converter, and it makes a noise like that exhaust is.
Yeah. So you're answering your own question. If you like, I mean, he's saying he's not going to make the decision for you. He's not going to tell you do it or don't it. That's why it's very strange, because he was asking the question, but it did, like, he wasn't wanting the answer. He was wanting you through the answer.
But it's like any repair is expensive, right? So $800, but a new car costs $40,000. So
yeah, that was the question I was just about to ask you. Relatively, in terms of new car, I mean, even if you bought the new car on finance, the monthly payments are going to be what, $40,000 over 4 years, even with a deposit at the end. You're looking at about $400 or $500 a month before you blink.
More than a repair, yes.
Yeah, so in 2 months, your repair is cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Can I leave you with that?
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome. It's been a pleasure. Debbie, you want to?
I am sorry. I'm getting attacked by cluster headaches. I've had 2 so far, and I'm not sure I can do this. I can try if you'd like, Grace.
No, that's fine if you're not feeling
it. But I may have to stop. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for your conversation.
We will be back on Sunday and the following Wednesdays. Sorry, yeah, every Sunday. So for everybody that's watching, every Sunday, every Wednesday, 10:30 UK time. That's, Debbie, you want to?
10:30 UK. That would be 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central, 3:30 Mountain, and 2:30 Pacific.
There you go. My mental arithmetic, it's too late at night. So thank you everybody for joining us. We're 15 minutes later than we normally would be, but we're not doing a circle tonight. We shall be back on Sunday.
See ya.
See you later.